In this video I'll tell you how to properly replace the motor in a Samsung vacuum cleaner. My vacuum cleaner has a power of 1600 watts and its armature burned out, which you can't find for sale, so I had to buy a new motor. One like this. The old one looked like this. The marking on the old motor was K50HU. Basically, I couldn't find one like that. There is an original, very expensive Samsung one, so I had to buy a Chinese replacement, which is called VCM-HD, 1600 watts. Now we first need to remove the thermal fuse. Here it is located. To do this, you will need to carefully disconnect the thermal fuse contact leads. These particular leads have small delicate latches located on their sides. Gently and firmly press these tiny latches and you'll find that the leads will then come off quite easily and without much effort. There we go. Now we will carefully proceed to remove the thermal fuse from its secure mount. Otherwise you can see it's being disassembled. I've already taken it apart before. Carefully take it out. Well, the problem is, for some reason it didn't work when everything burned out. So, that's the quality. Remove the thermal fuse from its mount. It has this kind of shape. And now we need to carefully remove this mount. To remove it, you need to press down slightly. This is the precise shape of the thermal fuse mount. Now we will carefully install it onto the new motor assembly. There are spots for it on both sides of the housing. Basically, we need it near the winding leads, so that's where we place it. Carefully insert the first part inside, put the second part into the small hole and gently press it upward. There, the mount should lock into place and connect the contact. Don't forget, we had the blue wire on the left and the brown one on the right, although maybe it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. You can install this motor into the vacuum cleaner housing, which is exactly what we're going to do now. Replace the pump. Now it needs to be put in place. After that, the rubber sealing part is placed on top and secured with 2 plastic screws. It's very important to make sure the wire doesn't get bent or pinched by the housing anywhere. That's why you need to tuck it in first and only then fully close the housing. Now it's sitting nicely and snugly in its place. We fasten everything together with 2 self-tapping screws. The motor is now inside its plastic housing. Now, you will need to carefully lower the intake part down into its proper position and then gently place the entire housing assembly securely in its designated place. There, it's settled into place. Now we attach it to the housing using 2 self-tapping screws diagonally on the left and right. Carefully connect the motor to the designated terminal and meticulously lay out all the wires so that there are absolutely no misalignments when precisely putting the housing on. All that's left is to securely fasten the top cover of the housing. Carefully lower it down. Make sure it fits into all its slots properly. Make sure the button works and that no internal wires are pinched. After that, confidently screw in the screws that secure the top part of the housing to the bottom. There's 1 screw under the handle and 2 screws At the front, by the suction pipe, there are also two more small screws located near the motor on the main housing of the device. It's secured. Now you can check how the vacuum cleaner works. The retractor works well. In the previous video I explained how to adjust it so that the cord goes all the way in. Let's try turning on the vacuum cleaner. First we'll start it without the filters, without the dust container. First let's let the vacuum cleaner run for a bit at idle speed so that the brushes in the motor can break in and won't spark later, because under heavy load they might burn slightly. First we install this small foam filter here at the motor inlet. It's necessary so that if any small particle gets in here, it doesn't fly into the impeller and damage it, because the impeller is quite fragile in this regard. The next step will be installing a filter similar to goggles. There used to be a felt insert here, but I removed it and replaced it with synthetic padding inserts. Eventually I'll need to buy a good original filter, because the synthetic padding inserts are still unreliable and might let something through somewhere. And on the very top, a protective foam filter is carefully installed in this manner, just like this. We put the cup back in place, it snaps on easily, and now all that's left is to install the exhaust foam filter in the back of the vacuum cleaner, which protects your home from dust that might escape from the vacuum. There you go. Everything is in its place and it's ready to use. After that, turn it on again and check how it works. You have just watched a video on how to replace the motor in your favorite Samsung vacuum cleaner with a power of 1600 watts. Simple and straightforward to do if you have a screwdriver and a bit of motivation. Any home handyman or handywoman can manage it.